applying for a job? I mean, that's, I'm the theory guy, and the translation to the actual concrete situation, I leave that to people who have boots on the ground. Is that, I mean, that's, I'm not an expert in Afghan politics and history, but I do believe there's an obligation there through this theory, yeah. Good, yes?
What about the inherent right of self-defense of nations, which is part of the Charter of the United Nations,
Mm-hmm.
and is the raison d'etre for our war in Afghanistan? It's an act of self-defense. Comment on it.
You talking about preemptive and preventative military strikes, or are you talking about national sovereignty?
Right for a nation to defend itself, which is well recognized in international law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the just war tradition. That's the prime just cause, is national self-defense. It gets sticky because when you roll across the border of another nation, you are violating their national sovereignty. And some people have been claiming that the just war theory is outmodeled. It can't handle terrorism. It's based on a concept of international relations. And organizations like Al-Qaeda and even the Taliban are not nation states. They are global actors, but non-nation states. Lo and behold, the theory is adjusted. Most of us who are doing this kind of work, we have changed the definition to nation states, to political entities or entities that have political aspirations. And so, yeah. I mean, this is part of it. There's another big change that's coming in the UN. It's called the responsibility to protect, which is going to smash the concept of national sovereignty. You can kiss the old idea of national sovereignty goodbye. It's already been done. It's in. You're going to see blue helmets with teeth in the next 10 years. The UN has the responsibility to protect is this new doctrine the UN has said that national sovereignty is lost when you violate the rights of people within your own border. And no longer can you petition for the right to invade another country in the name of humanitarian cause. Now you have the responsibility, the presumed responsibility to intervene. So in case, this grew out of Bosnia, Rwanda, and now Sudan. Kofi Annan was the first one to really push this forward, and Ban Ki-moon is carrying that, and they've passed it. In the next 10 years, you're going to see the United Nations intervening militarily for humanitarian reasons a lot more quickly and a lot more strongly, which will involve the United States. Yes? The Klan is to, yeah. So what confuses you is the lack of outrage.
I'm part of the Muslim. It seems like we react to outrageous things that play into us as a society. We show outrage, we take action. There seems to be a lack of outrage.
A lack of outrage within the Muslim community worldwide to the activities of organizations like Al-Qaeda.
Yes.
And, everyone can hear, she just said that, but we didn't express outrage over the activities of racist organizations for centuries. There is no one Muslim community, and that's kind of a bad thing to say to Muslims. The idea is there's one Muslim community. There are Islams. There is no such thing as Islam. There are Islams. There's Indonesian Islam, Middle Eastern Islam, Egyptian Islam, Saudi Arabian Islam, American Islam. And then within it, there's also its own sects. But I'm not sure how to answer that. Muhammad, do you want to say something? I mean, because we had dinner together, so. Please speak for all Muslims, really. Go ahead.
Jordan. In other words, you can Google an enormous amount of official Muslim leadership decrying the hijacking of Islam
Yeah.
and the appalling diminution in use of the holy book, the Quran. It's there in the machine. You can find it. I mean, you can get it. Just follow the New York Times, Washington Post, and you will keep hearing of officials, imams, and Muslim jurists, and more congenial leaders of Muslim countries decrying the perversion of Islam as a jihadist enterprise.
And I mean, all this, I think, is part of the crisis that Islam is in right now. I think Islam is in a state of turmoil as a religion around the world. Who speaks for Islam? Who is the dominant voice? How do we take these rogue elements that are really so far on the fringe, but have a disproportionately loud voice? Yeah.
Well, very refreshing for me to see a very balanced point of view about Islam being presented tonight. Very close to
Yeah. And I'm not a Muslim, so like, why am I doing? And sometimes, thank you, lovely to be here, but why am I doing? What,
I find it very balanced.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Sorry. Sure. Oh, good. Way in the back, sure. Thank you.
One quick comment, one question. The comment on the Taliban, actually there are dialogues going on with the Taliban, and they're not one voice of the Taliban, actually they're moderate Talibanis. And Karzai has been initiating these dialogues, and General Petraeus has actually suggested that we have to dialogue with the Taliban. There's no military solution. My question is on just war. You're obviously a proponent of just war theory. It's not obsolete in the mind.
Yeah.
So my question is, the United States involvement in wars in the last century, any of it just in your mind? And if so, which one?
I would say no war is perfectly just. There is, and this is where I can adopt a Niebuhrian view. Nothing that a human being ever does is perfectly just. We can only have approximate justice. God alone is just. God alone is great. God alone is pure love. So from a theological point of view, I can say I can only approximate perfect justice.